So the award for the best performance by an actress, Grace Kelly for The Country Girl.
The thrill of this moment keeps me from saying what I really feel. I can only say thank you with all my heart to all who made this possible for me. Thank you.
Come in. Oh, you look lovely. Right this way. So wonderful to see you. You're all fashionably late, but I don't want you to miss a moment. Now, if you have to leave the excitement for some air, I've left the windows open. Feel free to recline on the chaise or the occasional chairs. They are original fontaines. Everyone is afraid of using them, but come now, join the party. Stuart, you're not going to throw yourself out the window, are you?
Oh, of course not. It's such a beautiful evening, and I thought a little air would do me good.
Really?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, and it's such a lovely view you have.
Well, and from 8 floors up, it's a long way down.
San Francisco is such a lovely city, Gabriella.
Oh, come, join the party, Stuart.
In a minute. In a minute.
I'm afraid of leaving you alone here after what I just saw.
I have a phenomenal sense of balance.
Physically?
Ouch. And besides, all that small talk in there is sure to kill me, while leaping out the window has some inherent risks of survival.
I'm really glad that you accepted my invitation. I know this isn't your comfort zone, but there are some people that I want you to meet. Specifically, some women that I want to introduce you to that I would find you captivating if you would just give them half a chance.
Now have a seat.
No, you have a seat away from the window.
Okay. But you're being overprotective.
I know what you've been through, and I'm so happy that you came. But it is time for you to meet someone. Just come with me through that door and to have a good time. Why not? You know that once you get going, you'll enjoy yourself and you'll light up the room. And I want you to meet someone that I think will light up the room for you. Once you and she start talking, I just know it.
I'm inclined to play along just to prove you wrong.
Oh, fair enough, Stuart. I know you lost the love of your life, and that to you she was so, I don't know, Margot Robbie, Emily Blunt, Jennifer Lawrence.
Grace Kelly.
Ah, that's a tall order.
No, without a doubt, she was like Grace Kelly.
I wish I'd met her.
Me too.
Oh, I'm sad that you never brought her back here to San Francisco with you.
You know, she always called herself a country mouse. We stayed where she was happiest, and for me, home was always with her.
Well, I'm glad that San Francisco is home to you again. All your friends missed you. Don't you feel like it's home again?
Sometimes.
Well, I can't believe that you've been back here for 8 months already. And this is the first of my parties that you've come to since you returned.
I thought I was cured of such bad habits.
All right, come with me. And if you don't, I'll just bring the party in here.
You win.
Perfect.
Just give me a couple of minutes and I'll be right in.
You win again.
I won't be long. I promise.
Well, if you are, I am coming back for you with 10 of my party guests.
You look as if you're about to do something extreme.
Well, subtlety hasn't gotten me much notice.
I'll come with you.
No. No, stop that. You could get yourself killed.
I'd be all right. It's you who could get yourself killed, however.
So, what's your name anyway?
I'm Gabriella Stuart. Have you gone mad?
No. Why?
Because you don't know my name and you're speaking to an empty chair.
Empty chair? Empty chair? No, not at all. Let me introduce you to. Let me introduce you. Well, of course I know that's an empty chair. Let me introduce you to my way of easing myself into a gathering. I pretend I'm having a party conversation with an imaginary guest so that when I actually do walk in, I'm more relaxed and talkative.
Oh, well, I see. Well, in any case, I am coming to get you. I hope you're warmed up and ready to join us.
Almost. I need another few minutes to rehearse. When I join you, I'll be a much more comfortable guest.
All right then, but please come join us soon.
She didn't see you.
I noticed.
Now, I'm not going to ignore that. I'll just put it aside for a moment. I was asking your name.
Grace.
Grace.
Yes, Grace.
Well, I'm finding that a little strange because you look an awful lot like.
Grace.
Yes, Grace. Let me pull up a chair and.
I'm here.
Do you mind if I sit next to you? I'm a screenwriter, so maybe I can be a bit delusional. I'm not delusional that I'm a screenwriter. I'm a screenwriter. That's how I make my living. I'm quite obscure though. I'm suggesting that I might be delusional because right now I seem to be blurring the lines between fiction and reality. I've been going through a rough spot lately.
can't imagine a writer who hasn't.
I love you in Rear Window.
Really? Tell me more.
No. First, I've got a question for you. The way you speak, it's lovely, but where did you learn to talk like that? I mean, you and Vivian Lee and Ava Gardner and even Elizabeth Taylor, so elegant, so refined, so apart from mere mortals.
I was a stage actress.
I never knew that.
I wasn't able to project that well.
I didn't know that either.
Film and television suited me better.
Well, that's all very fortunate because you'll always be remembered.
By now, perhaps I'm more forgotten than remembered.
Oh, you'll always be remembered. You're Grace Kelly, or the ghost of Grace Kelly. Is that right?
Certainly not the ghost of Lauren Bacall.
Well, yes, of course, but
Nor Audrey Hepburn.
yes, I can see that.
Why? Would you have preferred her?
No, not at all. I adored you. I still do. High Noon, To Catch a Thief, Rear Window. No one has the elegance, the femininity.
You flatter me too much. You didn't mention The Country Girl.
Oh, Country Girl. Yeah, yes, of course. Wonderful on Oscar, but nothing will ever compare to the vision you are in Rear Window.
I thank you.
You don't look a day over.
Never. That's a woman's age.
Well, when you died, forgive me for bringing that up, but when you died, you were a lot older than you look now.
Is that an inartful attempt at flattery?
I think it's more a foot in my mouth.
I like you, you know.
Yes, but your husband, the prince. Do you go back to him?
I've chosen to be here with you. Have I not?
Yes, but
You know a lot about me. I'm easy to find. YouTube, TCM, Netflix, on the internet. But if I went to IMDb, is it? Or Wikipedia, would I find much about you?
all right. We'll gloss over the topic of the prince if you like. I don't want to know anyway. Now, you won't find me on Wikipedia, but I am on IMDb and Facebook, not Twitter, not Pinterest, but some other websites maybe. Look up the words marginal screenwriter and I'll just be a footnote.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Tell me about your favorite screenplay.
John Michael Hayes' Rear Window. He wrote great dialogue. He wrote To Catch a Thief too, but of course you know that.
I meant for you to tell me your favorite screenplay that you wrote.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Really interested? It's called Light and Shadow. It takes place in the late 1800s, and the main character is volunteering at this institution, and she meets an indigent man who comes there for shelter, but she's privileged, and he's apparently dying of an incurable disease.
Wonderful.
You know it?
You. I think the male role is written superbly, but the woman, Cadeau, she...
You remember her name?
Oh, of course I do. Cadeau could have been softer, more gentle, more loving.
Mm-hmm. You think that?
I truly do. I could have portrayed her, you know.
Well, yes, I can see you in that role, and yes, I can see where she could have been more loving.
You never would have been able to leave her.
His heart was always hers. She asked him to leave.
The role would have been written with more understanding of how she was feeling.
I don't think there'll be a remake of the film. I wish now that I had your advice when I was writing the script. Now you see why, as a screenwriter, I'm a footnote.
It was a wonderful film. Underrated. I love it. And Unseen Candle. Amazing.
I can't believe it. You saw Unseen Candle? No one saw Unseen Candle. That's why the title proved appropriate.
I would have liked to portray Ludmilla. I think you wrote all your female roles for me.
I never realized that, but it's just possible. I've always idealized you. Created my female roles in ways that I imagined you to be.
Am I what you'd hope?
Well, yes, and it makes me feel guilty.
Why?
Well, maybe I'll write about it. I don't know how to explain it. I lost my Grace Kelly.
I find you charming, but confused.
Well, at least you found me.
I find you more than reasonably attractive.
You know, I don't feel quite as lost as I did when I came here. I think I should wear a collar with a tag that says if lost, return to
whom?
To my saving grace.
Well, if he won't join the party, then we'll bring the party to you. Stuart, meet Natalie. I told her about you and she's just dying to meet you.
I've gone a stage further than that.
Hi.
Hello.
I hope you'll come join the party.
Stuart, Natalie is about as fond of parties as you are.
It's a lovely party, Gabriella. You know I never stay too long. I'm just gonna go back and get my purse and say goodbye to everybody.
Well, I thought you two should get to know each other so that...
So you won't go to parties together? It's the only point I see in such an introduction.
So if you really did want to leave, Stuart, perhaps you could escort Natalie to her car or someplace you could go for a drink. Please excuse me. I'm sure that I'm wanted in there.
I don't ever stay long at parties.
I rarely go out at all.
Well, maybe I'm just boring.
I'm sure that's not true.
The possibility that she's boring exists.
Look, Gabriella's trying to set us up. Please don't feel obligated. I can find my way to my car just fine.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I really do.
Look, I told Gabriella didn't want to meet someone this way. She said that I have two qualities that every man is looking for. I'm real and I'm available.
Huh.
I told her that wasn't much of a confidence builder.
I would say real and available is very compelling. Sounds wonderful, in fact.
Look at the stars.
You're not just real and available, but you're also very beautiful. Anyone in his right mind would take this opportunity, invite you for a drink right now. So, here's your invitation. Are you ready?
Well, I already know I'll accept.
I invite you to go back to the party and find someone just as real and just as available as you are. And I'm real, you know, I admit that. I'm much too real, but I'm not at all available. So you go stay in there for 15 minutes, half an hour if you think you're making a connection.
Well, since I said I'd accept, I will. But if I can't stand it in there, I'm coming back out and I'm going to ask you to see me to my car, okay?
Deal.
Deal.
Look how beautiful the stars are.
Stars are amazing.
What's it like where you come and go? Do you travel to the stars?
Nothing like that.
Well, do you go back to the prince?
Love doesn't die. There are journeys we can't take until, well, we understand how to take them.
What are you telling me?
What you already know.
I used to look up at the stars because she told me if I needed her, she'd be there.
Love never dies.
So I look up. I feel her watching over me, and it helps me sleep at night. But there's no comfort in the morning.
Are you talking about your other Grace Kelly?
I am.
I love you.
I know.
And you needed me. So I'm here. That's part of the meaning of love. I couldn't disappoint you.
You've made me happy. Amazing the twists and turns of life. Who knew you'd come?
I think about winding roads. I can't help but think of them. beautiful roads leading from home to paradise and back again. And then something I thought was one thing became a totally different thing, and there was no time to say I love you, and there was no time to say goodbye. There was only confusion and the thought of regaining control.
I think of a passenger train. Lights on in each of the cars. Outside only darkness. Darkness. It sounds as if it's traveling on a track, but I don't think so. I think it's somehow moving in an endless void. A young boy boards. His parents are left behind. He cowers in a corner on the floor, lost and alone. He looks around. The passengers turn toward him and look through him as if he's invisible. He thinks things will be better if he can just get to the next car. So he gathers all his courage. He stands, then he moves ahead furtively. The passengers laugh. And as they do, he holds himself higher and the laughter subsides. And he reaches the door of the passenger car and it opens with a deafening whoosh. And the wind from the velocity of the train hurtling forward almost knocks him back, but he reaches the next car. He throws open the door and he stands with head held high. He's welcomed. But it isn't enough. He reaches the next car. There is a woman he meets to whom he gives his heart. She holds it tight, but the strain starts making sharp turns and her grasp of it weakens and then strengthens and then weakens. He can't see what's happening as he's hurled into the next car. But as he looks behind, he sees the door has remained open. He waits for her to come forward and join him. And then the lights go out. He sees nothing. And there's only darkness. Darkness. Darkness, and a little boy cowers on the floor of the train, awash with tears that feel like the heavens pouring down on him. He clutches his chest. There's an emptiness within and an emptiness without. All sounds stop, and the train floats into infinity.
Keep looking at the stars. See if you can touch the boundaries of infinity.
What are you doing?
I had to take off those high heels. Gives a feeling of freedom. Besides, I don't see how I'd be able to get onto this ledge with them on.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Come. Be with me. Forever.
Well, great, guys.
Close your eyes. Don't look down. Only up to the stars.
Shanti.
Are you ready, my love?
I'm ready. Well,
Grace come down from the heavens above. You're the one I'm finally worthy of. Hold me, lover, in eternal embrace. I'm coming home to find my saving grace. I'm coming home to see my saving grace.